Hi all, welcome back to another Tech Connect. We are taking a look at another electronic wearable device, the Maggie iVR. The Maggie iVR is one of the only devices using an iPhone as the brains of the operation. We will be running a number of tests: close-up, distance, contrast, low light test, and also watching television. So stick with us and let's see how Maggie iVR performs.
All right, so we've got the phone in the headset, and now we're going to launch the Maggie iVR app using the button at the front bottom. If you remember, we just set up the shortcut to do that. But now I am looking through the regular viewing mode, and I am looking around, and we're going to go ahead and do the close-up test. For those who saw the eSight video, you may remember the classic book, I Love You More, Baby Saw.
Oh, that's right. I didn't see how it. We never finished the ending.
No, well, maybe.
I'm excited.
Maybe now. So let's read the last page. Hopefully, we won't ruin it for anybody, Corey. But I'm going to go ahead and open the book. This is the same book we used for the eSight test, and we'll take a look. I'm at 1x magnification so far. Colors are looking good. So I'm going to go ahead and start to zoom in here. And yeah, I can say, see, baby, you're the king of my heart, the best I'll ever find.
Oh, that's so nice of you.
I know. Well, I was talking about the dinosaur.
Oh, you're
really,
reading the book. Okay, sorry.
And there's a mama dinosaur, and there's a little baby dinosaur, and they're having a great time. Let's go ahead and check out some of the colors that we have available here. So I'm going to hit the mode button, and we will use the plus and minus to change through the colors. We have the grayscale. We have a white on black that isn't looking very good. Okay, all of these colors are looking very washed out, Corey, so I think we're going to have to make another adjustment, probably with the contrast. Let me hit the mode button here, and we'll see if we can find what we need here. And okay, so here we go. So I just adjusted the contrast here, and this is much better now. So the blacks are a lot blacker and the whites are a lot whiter. And I have to say, Corey, we're not getting that noise issue that we had with the eSight. So this mode actually looks better than it did with the eSight. Let's just see what other colors we've got here. So we've got a yellow on black, we've got a black on yellow, black on green, green on black, and then we are back to the grayscale again. So plenty of colors to choose from there, and you can get them looking pretty nice.
Distance test number 1, action!
So if you remember from our eSight video, we like to have Corey standing with an eye chart so that I can zoom in and see what I can see from the distance. We are approximately 10 feet away currently, and Corey is holding the eye chart in front of him. I'm at 0 magnification, and I can see the FP at the top of the chart, and that is it. So let's get zooming. And here we are at plus 6 times, Corey. And I can read an F, P, L, P, E, D, E, D, F, C, Z, P, D, E, F, P, O, T, E, C. Or is that a G? Something like that, anyway. So that was let's see, 4th line down. It's kind of washed out at the moment, and it is bouncing around a fair bit as well at this magnification. Definitely don't have the level of image stabilization of the eSight that we tried recently. 17 times, L, E, F, O, D, P, C, T. And at the bottom, P-E-Z-O-L-C-R-T-D. Corey, I was not able to read that line with the eSight. And so I managed to get all the way to the bottom this time. Let me see how far this actually goes up here. Okay, we go up to 20 times, so I was almost at the highest magnification. But surprisingly, even at this magnification, the image still stays surprisingly sharp. We're not getting a lot of that pixelization. Now, if I look at your face, Corey, some of the pixelization is a little bit more noticeable. Let me try out some of the different colors here, just to see what those look like at distance. I will hit the mode button, and I'm going to go ahead and choose the white on black again. And yeah, I mean, it looks really nice and white and really nice and black, if you see what I'm saying. And definitely is not having that same issue with noise that we had with the eSight. Time for contrast sensitivity test 1 of 1. Corey is holding the chart with the numbers on that get less and less contrasty as they go down the page, and we need to adjust the contrast on the headset to see them. Now, Corey, instead of just pressing the plus button a bunch of times to zoom in, this time I'm going to hold it down because we can do that and get continuous zoom. So I'll go ahead and hold down the plus button, and here we go, zooming in until I let go of it. And I'm going to wait until I can see a few of the lines here. Okay, so we'll stop here. I'm on 9.75 times. I can see the top line 23635, next line down 39417, and the next line down 13826, but that one is getting a little bit faded, and I know there are lines of numbers underneath there, but I can't currently see them. So let me go ahead and adjust the contrast here. I'm going to hit the mode button. I'm going to go and change the exposure settings. So let me go ahead and hit my button here until we get to the exposure settings. This will kind of adjust the amount of light that's coming in. It's kind of like dilating the pupil or shrinking the pupil down. Now I can see 68945, and so that's another line down, but I can't see the bottom line at all. Let me just try zooming in just in case. And no, the bottom line is invisible. So it doesn't seem to work quite as well as the eSight for the contrast sensitivity. However, I can see that you are able to make adjustments to the contrast to help make things pop a bit more. Okay, so it's time for the low light test, and it's actually doing a good job already, Corey. But there's a couple of things that we could change here to make it even brighter. I'm going to go ahead and go into my exposure settings. This will change the amount of light that the aperture is letting in, and I'm going to increase that, and wow, this is really making a huge difference. I'm only on 35% here, and it already seems like it's daytime. It's really quite bright. Let's just crank it all the way up to 100 just for funsies. And yeah, wow, that's kind of crazy. It's just super bright now. I'm going to lower it back down to about 45% here. And the other thing we can do, Corey, which we did with the eSight in the last test, is adjust the screen brightness too. And so I'm going to go ahead and go to the screen brightness and crank that up to 100. And this is really looking super bright now. It's really dark in this room, but you could not tell if you were wearing this headset. I'll go ahead and zoom in here on what Corey is holding, and I can see some shapes here. Let's identify them. I'm at 10.75 times magnification. I see a star, I see a smiley face, I see a moon, I see a heart, I see a house, I see a flag. And at the bottom, where the shapes are very small, let me see, an umbrella. And I can't identify the other two things. They look to be spherical. But in any case, in terms of the brightness of the image, this really is pretty impressive. Now, it does look quite grainy, and we had this with the eSight as well, where it's trying to adjust for the low light. And so the image definitely looks grainier than it would in the normal light. Okay, so it's time for the big television test. The television is something that a lot of people want to watch with their wearable device. And how well does the Maggie iVR work in this regard? Well, let's find out. I'm about 15 or 20 feet away from a 65-inch TV, and I'm going to go ahead and start to zoom in. Currently, I am at 0% contrast, and I am at 30% exposure. I'm in the regular viewing mode, and all the colors are looking very washed out. This is not ideal. This is not what we want, but luckily, we have adjustments that can be made, and the first thing to do is go into the television mode. It's in the color menu, and if we switch through to the television mode, instantly, those colors have become dampened, and everything is a lot less glary and washed out, which is exactly what we want. So things are looking a lot better already. Now, I actually think that further adjustments might make things even better. I'm going to go back into the menu. I'm going to get to the contrast, the exposure option here, and we're going to adjust the exposure down to 0%. And for me, I think that this gives the best image. The colors are not hyped at all, but I don't want them to be hyped. I want them to be natural, and I don't want them to be super washed out. And this, for me, is giving the best image. It really is pretty nice and clear, so I think this is practical in terms of image quality. I do like this one for the image quality and the color reproduction for watching television, and I believe that they are actually adding an additional TV streaming box, which is going to allow you to stream television directly from the TV into the headset, which could make things even better as well. I'm not sure exactly when that's coming, but if you want to see something very similar, you can check out our video on the Vision Buddy, which is another wearable device. So check that out. In the meantime, this is a pass to television watching, and it's time to get this thing wrapped up.
We did our typical test that we do on wearable devices, and ultimately it did pass on all of them. Ooh. But what is your final thoughts, Luke? What's your opinion?
Okay, image quality, good. Watching television, I thought it worked well for that, yeah. Good level of magnification, easy to control. They are coming out with a controller as well, I believe, Corey. Yeah. From what Elizabeth said in our live show. But one big thing which makes it ultimately not work for me. Yeah. It's uncomfortable to wear. like significantly uncomfortable for me to wear. Ultimately, that was definitely a deal breaker for me. It doesn't matter how good the device is functionally if it's uncomfortable to wear.
But I really like that it's using the iPhone. I think that's a really cool idea. I think people have an iPhone already, so it's nice to be able to just buy the headset itself and just use your own personal phone for those times when you want a wearable electronic magnifier.
Yeah, for sure. A lot of pluses for this headset, Corey, and hopefully they can make the headset just a little bit more comfortable to wear.
And like we say on all of our wearable electronic demos, it's best to come and get hands-on. You know, it might be uncomfortable for you, but it might be comfortable for the next person. You might thought the colors were washed out or the yellow a little bit. Totally different for somebody else.
Yeah.
You just never know what you're going to get. And so that's why it's important to find a place where you can go and get hands-on with these devices and really find out which device is best for you.
Indeed. And with that being said, Corey, let's wrap this up. Corey, we have a learning management system where people can go and see webinars and earn on-demand ACVREP credits, as well as being able to see all of our previous YouTube videos, including the live ones and the produced ones. Corey, where would people do to find this treasure trove of information? Where would they go?
They're going to head over to techconnect.vision-forward.org. That's techconnect.vision-forward.org. We got a lot of punctuation in there.
That's a tough one.
If you want audio-only versions, we do have it via a podcast. Just bring up your podcast app, do a search for Vision Forward Tech Connect, and you will find it, and you can enjoy audio only.
Indeed, and we also have a live show. Make sure to tune in for that every other Thursday, 11 a.m. Central. The last live show was with Joe Jorgensen from Accessibyte, so you can go ahead and check that one out. And we're not sure what the...
Typing, he taught me how to type.
He taught you how to type.
That's what I'm doing, yeah.
And the next one that's coming up, well, I'm not exactly sure what the topic is, but if you just check our channel a week after this video releases, so the Thursday after this video releases, that will be our next live show. You can watch it from the homepage of our YouTube channel, youtube.com/@Vision-Forward-Tech-Connect. Come and check it out, and you can interact with us and have some fun.
We always ask that you please subscribe. The majority of individuals watching this are not subscribed, so you can really help our channel out by just tapping or clicking on that subscribe button. Also give it a like, throw a comment down. All of those things go really a long way to help this channel grow. We are pushing to 6,000 subscribers, and you can help by just doing those couple quick things for us. And it doesn't cost you one single penny.
Nope, Corey, I'm gonna go subscribe right now.
You're not already?
No comment.
Wow. All right, we're almost to 6,000. We're one closer.
All right, with that being said, it's time to get out of here.